Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to try doing my pad plug pour again because I really love doing it. I've got my little cup, I've put a little X in the middle of my, what I think is the middle of my canvas so that I can get it pretty much centered. And I've decided to use up some colours I've had sitting in my cupboard for a while, which I haven't been using, so I really need to get them used up. So I have got lemon cream with iridescent, orange again with iridescent added, coral also with iridescent added, leaf green. This time instead of iridescent I've added gloss gel medium, Veridian green with a little gold added to it, and Monastral green with a little silver added to it. And the reason I've added those gold and silver to those greens is because I found both colours to be a little on the translucent side and I wanted them a bit more opaque. So, and my pouring cup today is something I was given. It's an unusual shape. I thought I'd give it a try. It's only up to just over 200 mils, so, which is about 6 ounces I think, but I'm going to weigh it anyway and see how I get on as I do my paint. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lemon cream. It's approximately an ounce of that. And the orange, straight down the middle of the lemon cream, round the edges. Again, another ounce. Soft coral. It's very thick, so I'll see how much of that I can actually get around the sides. I won't put quite so much of that, I'll just put about 3/4 of an ounce. Then some leaf green. Again, quite thick, but I can get it to go round the edges rather than down the middle. And that's an ounce of that. Dark green, or Veridian as it's called. And I want to put about an ounce of that if I can. It's actually sitting quite nicely on top, so I'll put a little bit more. So I love the dark green colour, particularly with a bit of gold added to it. Gives it that lovely sheen. And then my Monastral green. Monastral green. Funny name. It is a monster colour, I suppose. Okay, reminds me of one of the fluffy toys in the movie Monsters University. That's it. That's good. Actually, I'll put a little more of that as well because I need an ounce. That's right. And I'm going to top up a little. I'll pop in a little more orange now next to the green, as I want to fill up the cup. And then I think I'll finish off with lemon cream again. And that is just over 7 ounces of paint. Okay, so pouring this is going to be interesting. start on this side, I think. And I'll hold it up fairly high to tip. I do prefer to do that. It seems to bring out a better pattern on the pad plug. Just pouring slowly to start with. Yes, I might get some brown going on here with the green and orange mix, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going more for the autumn colours, so brown wouldn't be out of place on this painting. Right, I'm going to start pouring a bit faster now. Still keeping it up high. Getting a lot of bubbles coming from the coral one. I think it might have been a little on the thick side. Never mind. Goodness me, that's certainly looking different. Right, I think that'll do. Okay, I'm going to leave that for a while now just to settle, and I'll be back soon to remove the pad plug and start doing a tilt on it. Okay, so now I'm going to pop my gloves on and remove the pad plug. It's spread out a wee bit. I haven't left it as long as usual this time because there are rather a lot of air bubbles which I think were in the coral. I had mixed it too soon before the pour, and it's still got the bubbles in it, so I will just remove the pad plug carefully now, and the centre cup, and just let that paint go into the centre. Okay, very, very slowly it moves in there. I will give it a wee bit of a helping hand. I'm just trying to figure out which colours I want to keep. It looks a little muddyish around here, so I think I might focus on keeping this part. I'll get a corner card just in case I need to stop a corner going over. Right, see that that fits snugly. Yes, that's good. Okay, right. So I'll move it down slightly this way first. Slowly, I'm always in a big hurry. And back to the middle. Again, my aim in this pour is to get the featheriness, which you can see partially forming on the edges of that one there, and of course in that area as well. I just love the feathery look, and that's basically what I'm going for when I use the pad plug. Back to the middle. Off to this side now. stretch out that feathery look. And back down again. Do this corner. Actually, no, I'm going to take it back down and I'll take this over the edge because I really want to keep all this feathery look, and I feel the only way I can do that is to actually encourage the paint over the corner so that it stretches rather than just following the pattern back down again. So I'll take this over. And got my featheriness look there. Take it back down to the middle. And back to the centre again. And now down to this corner. I'll take this corner off as well, because then I should get an even better feather pattern coming through. Just got to make sure I've got enough paint. I worked out I needed 7 ounces and I had just over 7 ounces, so I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to do everything that I want to do. There we go, and back to the middle. I'm certainly getting the autumn colours I wanted. The oranges, a little bit of the brown that I expected to get, along with the residual greens. Of course, we're well into winter here now in New Zealand, so autumn's past. We've still got a few autumn leaves floating around outside, but the cold temperatures are definitely here. Take that corner over. Back to the middle. Looks like I'm going to have quite a large piece of the lemon cream, which I really didn't want, but never mind. I will use my corner piece down at this corner as, oops, I'm having a few issues holding it, as this is the corner that I really want to save. Bring the paint down here and get it into this corner, but not over the edge. That to meet up, excellent, and back down again. Okay. Pop that down. And need a little of it over the edge there, just a little to go over. That's it. Now take it back down again. I want to take some of the cream off, so I need to get it back to the middle. I've lost some of the featheriness I was hoping to keep, but I have got some. So it's looking pretty good. Alright, I want to bring some of that cream down. Don't know how much of the painting you can actually see on the camera, but I'm taking a lot of the lemon cream off now, and also down in this corner over here. Take that lemon cream off. And tip it back again towards the centre. Want to take it down a little so that the paint is going down towards the middle there, towards that side again, rather than all sitting up near this corner here. There we go. Wow, okay. Well, that's certainly again something that I wasn't expecting. It's very circly, almost like little rocks in there. Not cells as far as I know, because I didn't have any dimethicone or silicone added. It's just from, these are created from the drips on the from the pad plug off the edges. As they drip down, they create that pattern. So I will now torch. A lot of bubbles, a huge number, so I'll have to make sure that I mix my paints and give them at least a couple of hours to settle before I pour. Okay, so that is my finished painting. Managing to get paint on myself here, which I usually do. Yes, I think I'll just leave it like that now. So I will bring the camera down and get some close-ups of it. I will catch up with you next time. Thank you for joining me, and have a lovely day. Hello again. I'm not particularly happy with this, and I was trying to decide, should I scrape it and start again, or just do a pour over and see how that turns out. So I'm just going to try doing a pour over in a different sequence, and rather than putting them into a cup first and then pouring, I'm just going to pour them one after the other straight onto the pad plug and see what I get. So I'm going to try and find my middle. Pop my pad plug back in place and start pouring. Right, so this time I'm going to start with light green. I'm going to pour down very close to the pad. Then I'm going to add the coral. I'm not going to use bright orange this time. It just took over. So I'm just going to use the coral. Then I'm going to use the dark green, of which I need to get another one. I have another one made up. And the rest of my, well, not the rest of it, but a little more of the darker green on top of that, just to give it some definition. And I'm going to put a little white on as well. I've got my titanium white out. I'll pop some of that on. I think I might just finish off with my copper. Oh. Okay, that's got to come out. A little bit dried piece off the side of the container. Take that out. Get rid of it. And try that again. No, I won't. I won't go overboard with it. And a little dash of green to finish, I think, rather than just finishing on the copper. Do a wee dash of the green. Just a wee dash, because it does tend to take over a little. just enough to get it down over the sides. I will just take off my pad, plug, and my cup. The paint should merge in fairly quickly now because of the paint that was already underneath. I might just give it a wee bit of a drizzly green to get the fine line that I'm after. Done what I intended to do on it, and I'll just give it a torch. Okay, well, that certainly is different. I'm not sure if I'm very keen, I don't know if the camera can see, but I've got some small pitted bits here, and I think that might be from a little bit of leftover silicone in previous pours. Yes, it definitely is, the silicone is coming through. And I'm very pleased that I'm able to just pour straight over what I already had there rather than scraping it off. I think that there is just a regular amount of paint on there. I don't think there's too much. It should dry fairly quickly. So thank you for joining me again in my second go on this one canvas, and I'll see you next time.